Proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, Chief Meteorologist Tom Clark with his backyard forecast, and Joe Zone on sports. This is the Newswatch 16 update.
Good evening. There is such a thing as a free lunch.
As Night Beat reporter Dan Fiorucci says, the state has cleared the way for bars to give away free food.
It used to cost 25 cents to get hors d'oeuvres at the Hilton at Lackawanna Station, but early in the evening, the price officially became $0.
We really mean what we're saying. Yay! Let's throw this baby out.
Customers love the fact that they could now get free hors d'oeuvres with their drinks.
Oh, I think it's a terrific idea. It'll certainly draw a crowd.
I love it. I think it's great.
Some bar owners thought the new law would help business.
Well, I think it was a long time coming, and I think it really gives us an opportunity to show the people how much we appreciate their business and give them a chance to have a little something to eat along with what they're drinking here at the hotel. I run a restaurant. Am I supposed to give the food away, or am I supposed to sell it?
Others weren't so sure.
I was against it. I was against it from the start. We're looking for help. We're not looking to be hurt.
Didn't hear that it was passed.
Also uncertain, representatives of Mothers Against Drunk Driving, who feared the worst.
False security. I've eaten something. I've had a piece of cheese. I had a wonderful hors d'oeuvre in this lovely happy hour. And now I can drink all I want and get in my car and drive.
You're afraid people will think that?
Yes, they can't.
But regardless of how you feel about the so-called free lunch law, it looks like it's here to stay. The Liquor Control Board is expected to pass the law in its final form sometime next month. And so now, even though free lunches like this are still technically illegal, there are no plans to enforce the old law. So if you do want to get a free lunch, there's a good chance you can get it at your local bar. Dan Fiorucci, Newswatch 16, Scranton.
A $42 million federal program is helping a lot of Centralia residents get away from the underground mine fire there. But some people still don't want to leave. A group called Residents to Save the Borough of Centralia says it's happy in that town, even though it's a challenge to stay. Group officials say that there's a fortune in coal hidden under the mine fire. They feel the borough won't end up or would end up owning all that coal. People who were afraid of another Centralia in Schuylkill County are breathing easier tonight. Instead of setting fire to some coal underground, a company is now proposing to burn coal waste, or culm, in order to generate power. Newswatch 16's Bob Costantini reports the $45 million plant will tackle a culm bank you may have already seen.
It's hard to miss it. This is the view 2 miles away along Interstate 81 near Tremont in lower Schuylkill County. A 200-foot-high culm bank rises near the road, sticking out in what might otherwise be a nice view. The Kenville Energy Corporation of New Jersey wants to turn these millions of tons of burnable waste into electricity for the people of south central Pennsylvania. Kenville would sell the power to Metropolitan Edison in Reading. A fluidized bed boiler similar to this one in Wilkes-Barre would burn the culm, slowly eliminating this bank. In the small village of Joliet, a mile away, Shirley Yergis is happy about that.
Yeah, I think it's best if they do away with it. It is an eyesore.
Joliet's Jeff Morgan likes the idea for another reason. He's unemployed.
Over a year, close to 2 years now. It's small jobs here and there, but nothing that lasted.
So you would like to get a job down there?
Yes, I would.
Kenville officials tell us as many as 25 permanent jobs could come with the plant, and it seems like a more popular idea for creating jobs. The idea of burning coal underground for energy here in Tremont was rejected by Schuylkill County voters in a non-binding referendum 2 weeks ago. However, officials tell us they've had no opposition to the idea of getting rid of that culm bank. Final DER permits may be issued in a couple weeks.
The whole thrust of our department is to get these banks cleaned up.
Officials estimate there are over 400 million tons of culm in Schuylkill County alone. Bob Costantini, Newswatch 16, near Tremont.
On Tuesday night, Newswatch 16's Dan Fiorucci reported that the trust company for Shep's cheese is planning to sue farmers in our area for $175,000 worth of checks that Shep's issued before it went bankrupt. Well, the fact is those farmers are being sued for that amount, but the person bringing the suit is the court-appointed trustee for Shep's. and not as Shep's trust company. Shep's representatives felt that Dan's wording failed to make clear that the trustee is not someone who represents the company itself, but who instead represents the court system. Attorneys for Shep's also say they hope to reorganize and reopen the cheese manufacturing plant and repay farmers and other creditors who lost money when the cheese plant in Wyoming County closed.
Coming up, we'll take another trip to the Newswatch 16 Update Video Zoo.
But first, we'll take a trip to the grocery store to find out how much it'll cost to fill your Easter shopping basket. We'll ring up the total when we come back.
Meet Ryan's Hope's Jillian Coleridge at WNEP Spring Fair.
If you're planning to serve ham for your Easter dinner, you might want to check the label. That's because some hams sold by the Klings Pork Products company are being recalled. The number on the label is 7983, and the recall involves all Klings smoked hams, smoked picnic hams, boneless ham, and ham shanks. The government says there may be too much sodium nitrate in the hams. Once again, the number on the label is 7983. If you have one of those hams, take them back to the store.
If you haven't bought your ham and other fixins for your Easter dinner, Newswatch 16's Kathi Belich reports there may be a surprise in store for you at the supermarket.
The trip to the grocery store for Sunday's feast may not be so hard on the budget this year if you know what the good buys are. A home economist at Price Chopper Supermarket in Scranton, Kathi Belich, took me on a shopping trip for the Easter meal for a family of 4.
A green salad would be very nice for our Easter dinner, especially this week because the lettuce is very reasonable this week. So we'll pick out a nice head of lettuce, and the lettuce, you always select the heaviest head. That's how you know you're getting the best buy. And then we'll add the tomatoes, which are very reasonable, cucumbers, the green pepper for flavor.
Not only are salad vegetables good buys right now, asparagus is in season and under $1 a pound in many stores, and carrots and yams are also good companions for an Easter ham.
Look carefully. This is the butt here. This is the butt portion, and on here you're missing your steak here. All right, this is your semi-boneless. All right, this has the least amount of waste, so I would recommend the semi-boneless because you get the most servings and the least amount of waste.
Of course, we didn't forget kielbasa, a must for many families at Easter. And for bread, we chose babka, an ethnic Easter bread. For an appetizer, Mrs. Van Tine thought a fresh fruit cup would be nice. And for dessert, since strawberries are in season, strawberry shortcake with real whipped cream.
Since we've been so conscientious about our shopping, we've bought good fresh foods at good prices. We deserve to splurge a little and buy some flowers to make the Easter table look really good. We'll buy some azaleas for the table. There we go.
All these things, enough for a nutritious meal for a family of 4, totals at the checkout counter at $20.91, not counting the azaleas. Kathi Belich, Newswatch 16, Scranton.
Christians all over the world are preparing for the Easter holiday. Tonight, Holy Thursday services were held in churches all over, including the one at the Nativity of Our Lord Parish in South Scranton. The services marked the Last Supper that Jesus had with his followers before his crucifixion. In Rome today, Pope John Paul carried out one of the most symbolic acts of the Easter holiday season. The pontiff washed and kissed the feet of 12 worshipers, as Jesus did at the Last Supper. The ceremony symbolizes the humility of Jesus.
Next on Newswatch 16 Update, meteorologist Tom Clark will head outside to give us his Easter forecast.
Well, Tom, let's find out. What's it like out there right now?
Well, it is wet.
Yeah.
Now, but I am excited about the weekend. You won't believe the change coming.
All right.
Hooray! And I just can't wait to get out back to tell you about it. Stay tuned.
Hey, Joe.
If you've noticed that your favorite pothole has been filled, you can probably thank PennDOT's Pothole Hotline for making your ride smooth again. PennDOT says nearly 6,000 potholes on state roads were reported during the month the hotline was in effect. Most of the calls came from western Pennsylvania. The Pothole Hotline ended last Friday. Now PennDOT is using $45 million to patch up those problem spots.
Mm-hmm. And they're hoping that the frost will not return for a while.
So am I.
Yeah.
Tom?
Don't want the frost. Let's keep the frost out of the weather picture at least for another week or so. Hey, it's raining now in the backyard. It is very soggy, damp, and muggy and miserable, but there's good news on the weather horizon, and I'll have that for you after we have a look at the temperature outside now in this backyard. It is standing at 47. Humidity 85%, the wind southwest at 6, and the barometer is holding steady. The range in temperature 55, the high today 46, the low so far 60 and 40 are the normals. Record high 91 set back in 1976, and you have to go way back 80 years ago to find that record low of 24. That shot there showing some Easter decorations on Music Street in Scranton, and it's the residence of Mr. Tom Gulkin and his daughters Megan and Bridget helped them design the house there. We got some Easter bunnies around the place, and they're on the porch there. You can see them closely in the center of your screen. Hi, how you doing? Let's take a look at that very late, up-to-date satellite picture just into the Channel 16 Weather Center. Some rain clouds over Pennsylvania now, a light rain falling over most of the area, but none of it is heavy, and there are no thunderstorms around tonight. Some breaks in the clouds to the south and out to the west. You can look at these breaks out here, and we may see the sun here tomorrow, but they won't out west. A major snowstorm now winding its way up over the Rockies, as much as a foot or two possible in the mountains of Utah, 2 to 4 inches in Montana, Colorado, and even down in northern New Mexico. This storm system will wind its way down to the southern part of the country, but it will not affect us over the weekend because the computers are projecting a steering current of the jet stream to come down out of Canada into Pennsylvania like so, and that will steer a front across Pennsylvania on Saturday. It'll come through dry, and behind it a strong surge of very dry air that will dominate and hold its ground over this region through Easter Sunday as I see it now. But that storm coming into the south will bring some rain up after Sunday. Now here's the forecast for tomorrow morning. The AM rush, some patchy fog, some of it dense. It'll be a gray sky and wet. If not on the ground, it just may be raining at your place. 40 in Halstead, 39 in Beaumont, that's up in Wyoming County, 39 in Whitehaven, 40 in Minersville, and about 39 out there in Avis tomorrow morning. Now, tomorrow, more clouds overhead, some of them thicker than others, and the thick ones may drop another shower at almost any place tomorrow. The atmosphere just a bit unstable still, but still I think the sun may break through some of those clouds as well, especially late in the afternoon. A west wind and temperatures tomorrow getting up to the lower to middle 50s, about 57 the high tomorrow in Shamokin Dam, 50 in McAdoo, 55 in Kingston, up there in Rush, Susquehanna County, 53 degrees, and Du Bois Town in the middle 50s. Check out the Health Watch on a Friday. The mood index is quite high. Resistance to aches and pains still on the average side because of some of the high humidity still left over tomorrow, but that won't last into Saturday. Sunrise and sunset for tomorrow, 5:16 and 6:49 in the p.m. Some showers and drizzle tonight, cloudy tomorrow. Again, the risk of a shower, a few peaks of sun in the afternoon, about 55. Nice on Saturday. Blue sky comes back near 60. Easter Sunday, terrific. Karen, you'll be able to wear your Easter bonnet and have the sunshine upon it. You'll love it. 56 for the high. Monday it clouds up and we'll have some rain by Tuesday. But the news is good news weather-wise for the weekend.
Yeah, and not just Easter bonnet, just sitting out and enjoying, I think, is her order for the weekend.
Who showed you that Easter bonnet?
Keep up that tan, Karen, now.
Yeah, right? That's right. Thanks,
See you.
Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Coming up, those new additions to our family.
Plus, a crazy day in baseball and tonight's NBA playoffs. Joe Zone and the 16 Sports Screen is next.
Everything you want to know about outdoor life Saturday.
Well, the Sixers had the night off.
They got to They got to recover from last night, but most of the other folks were playing tonight. NBA playoffs. Let's take a look at it on the screen, which was already on. How about that? Pretty tough thing, you know, beating the Boston Celtics in Boston in the playoffs. Washington has found that out in the first 2 games of this series. Take a look at it. Larry Bird had a big night inside, got a lot of points. This was a close one. Look at Larry go there. McMillan and Day combined early, but Bird, look at Parrish, the 0-0 go. Back and forth they went all night. Now there's Bird again inside. It was 29-19 Bullets at one time with a series of hoop by the Celtics. There's Bird again, got it close again. The Bullets, though, led it to half, 49-47. In the third, the Celtics controlled the boards, did a good job, got in charge. Ballard made it 72-69 at one point for the Bullets. The lead changed hand back and forth quite often in this game, but the Celtics held on. The Celtics win it tonight by 3 points. All right. The New York Knicks looking for their second win on the road at Detroit. They didn't get it tonight. Look at that. Inside is Albert King, and what a great night he had. Again, they're going to go inside. King goes one-on-one. He's tough to cover. Again inside. But Detroit did a good job in this game, staying close, in fact, playing on their home court. Watch this now. They're trying for the last basket of the first quarter. A couple of shots there. They're going to get one more shot at it. It looks like the clock's running out. There's the pass inside, and yes, it counts at the buzzer of the first quarter. Now watch this work here by Thomas. Good-looking basketball player. Inside goes Detroit. And there you go, inside for two. Detroit and the New York Knicks, second game of their series. Now, Steele coming up after the hoop inside, late in the game. Look at the great dribble work by Thomas. He'll go to inside to Lampier with the slam, bang. Detroit beats the Knicks tonight by 8 points. NBA scoreboard, check it out. Winners, Boston and New York. Boston 2-0. Detroit and New York all even, a game apiece. Elsewhere, Milwaukee and Atlanta. Boy, I like that. Seattle beat Dallas 95-92. Denver, Utah, that one just now at the half. Well, we're 2 full weeks into the baseball season almost, and the New York Mets are in first place in the National League despite this Gary Carter home run, which gave the Expos the lead this afternoon. The Mets, though, for the second day in a row, play late catch-up. Hubie Brooks, a 2-run homer in the 8th. Mets beat the Expos 7-6. They lead the Phillies by a half game. National League scoreboard. The Mets 7, Montreal 6. Chicago beat St. Louis 6-1 this afternoon. San Diego, Los Angeles, Cincinnati, San Francisco, waiting word. They love it. Phillies and Pittsburgh, you know that one, postponed. Rain. Frank White has put on end to Detroit's 10-game winning streak. This 3-run homer beat the Tigers 5-2. It's their first loss of the year. Happened this afternoon. Scoreboard now. Kansas City 5, Detroit 2. Texas 7, Boston 4. Detroit, by the way, 10-1. Chicago 3, Milwaukee 1. Yankees, Cleveland. That game also postponed. Baltimore Orioles continue to struggle. Looked like they were going to get something going today. 1-1 the 8th. Ken Single to rip one to center. But watch this. Jesse Barfield goes up, then throws to first to complete the double play. Orioles are done in the 8th. Bottom of the 9th. Toronto with a man on. Garth Orge flies to left center. Shelby gets there but can't make the play. The run scores. Toronto wins at the final 2-1. Baseball's player union is appealing Commissioner Bowie Kuhn's suspension of Atlanta pitcher Pascual Perez. Says the union, no just cause for a 3-month without pay suspension. Perez was convicted in the Dominican Republic of cocaine possession. All righty, Pocono Downs tonight, second race. Take a look at it. Going down the stretch.
Through the stretch, quick tapper, in front.
An easy winner. Daily double 4 and 2, $27, and the 4th race triple, 2, 8, and 7. It paid $88.20. Fish forecast for tomorrow, 11 o'clock and 6:30.
It's about that time of year when we talk about the Instabats.
That's true.
Are they in spring training yet? Or?
We are just now accepting anybody who wants to play us. We are going to play for charity again this year, and the only criteria is you have to have a charitable organization. We'll show up with 9 guys, and hopefully we can raise some money
or
for
gals.
it. Well, guys and gals. It's a team. You know, we don't.
That's a no-no. Be careful there.
Anybody who wants to play. You got a couple of gerbils? We'll take them. Okay? Is that me?
We do. Coming up.
Stay tuned. Still ahead, we'll find out what our Dialing for Dollars gerbils have been up to.
The Stork will deliver that story when we come back.